I'm in my comfy seat. I got everything I need. No feet pics for free. I don't even know what this angle looks like, but we have to go with it just because I'm a working man that has a lot of stuff, and I don't have enough money to just go and, have people help me with lighting and angles and this and that. And I kind of got to get it myself. I gotta be a one-man show here. We got a lot else going on in life, but you know what? You know what we got going on in life that makes me the happiest? This fucking podcast. Welcome back. Welcome back to The Late Checkout, formerly known as The Mackin Show, futurely known as Who Knows, but welcome back to the podcast nonetheless. I'm your host, Casey. And I figured that was honestly a very energetic start to the podcast, which I would want nothing more, nothing less than that. But no, it's been about an episode just came out 2 days ago. Yesterday. Go watch that. If you haven't watched that, that was fun. Had some fun bullshitting around. What did we talk about last episode? We talked about everything from NBA playoffs, which we'll talk more about today, band names, Kim K testifying, trends of in seeing who boyfriends know compared to who girlfriends know famous wise, past jobs, which was awesome, how I need to go to the Dolomites. All this stuff I'm going to do when I get rich. Not if, when, because we manifest that shit. But no, it's been fun. It's been a hectic week. I mean, I wish it'd be so fun if I could structure this podcast around my job, like what I do on a day-to-day, because it'd be so fun to talk about, because I love every aspect of it. I love the people I work with, etc. But can't do that right now. Not going to do that right now. We like to keep a Hannah Montana vibe going on here. Keep both work life separate, because hers was work life and personal life. We're keeping both work lives separate. But no, it's been busy, hectic week. I'm trying to think of what really went on. We just had Memorial Day weekend. Had a super American country weekend where this is 2 years in a row now I manned the grill. And if there's one thing that makes me there's two things in this world, truthfully, that make me feel so less manly, and that's starting a grill and changing a tire. And what I mean by that, I can work the fuck out of a grill. If you have a grill ready to go, I will be your best grillman, grill master, whatever you want to call it. I will whip up burgers, dogs, corn on the cob, other grilled vegetables, whatever you can put on a grill, speedies, chicken, whatever it may be. I got you. I'm literally your guy for the grill. I will man that until the day's over, and I will make delicious food for everyone. When it comes to turning on a grill, I'm such a pussy, and I don't know what I'm doing. Emma had to handle turning on the grill, because you hear that gas come up, you hear, you turn the ignition on, you hear that, and I'm just like, this thing's going to blow. Worst case scenarios in my head. I'm like, we're going to blow up. And I'm not sitting here being like, Emma, you need to do that. She'll just see me struggling for the first 5 or so minutes. Then she'll be like, move over. Literally move over. You're embarrassing yourself. I go back to a 5th grade level of I don't know what I'm doing here. I need a teacher's help to get this started. And then I got it. Kind of when you'd be writing a paper or something for a class, and a teacher would be like, I got you. This is how we're going to start it. And then I'd take care of the rest, and then I'd get the A. Kind of like what happened here. So grill, that's one. Second one, changing a tire. Changing a fucking tire. This is so funny. This brought up amazing memories. It was 2 or 3 years ago. We had an intern we worked with named Reagan. And as a girl would, she hit a curb. Not a surprise there. It happens. Girlhood, girl boss shit, hit that curb. She did. She hit that curb coming out of a parking garage and blew her tire out. And we didn't see it. We probably came up, because we were on the bottom level. We probably came up maybe 5-10 minutes later, and we just see her parked on the side being oh. And there was already some 2 guys there helping out. And obviously it was Reagan, and 2 random dudes helping. So of course we're going to pull over. We're not going to just leave you with 2 random guys, whatever. Whole time this dude is shitting on me for, oh, you can't change this? Pfft. oh wait, what do you do? You can't change this tire? Oh, you just chilling there? You can't? I'm like, no. So many, like, he maybe made a comment or a question 5 to 10 times in between changing this tire about like how I wasn't changing the tire. And I let him know firsthand when I got there. I was like, this is all you. I don't know how to do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. I literally don't know how to change a tire. I still don't. I never learned from then. And I probably should have, because in my line of life, bullying tends to work. Whether that's for health reasons or change it, whatever it may be, bullying usually seems to fit pretty well. For this one, it didn't. This dude bullied the shit out of me. In front of my lovely girlfriend, in front of our intern. I didn't learn. I didn't change. I was like, you know what? I'm happy with my life at the moment, not knowing how to change a tire. The more I'm thinking about it now, the more I probably have to learn how to change a tire. Now, everything, like, I know how to put together furniture. I've worked at construction. What's some other manly shit? I don't know shit about protein. There's another one. Don't know anything about protein. I go to the gym and wing it every time. I go to Google. Hey, Google, what's a good workout here? TikTok, the best ab workout. What's good for your arm muscles? Like, I'm not those aspects. I'm not it. So, anywho, grand scheme of things, long-winded. Memorial Day was super fun. We went out. We basically had an entire day bender, which I always say for myself, but I don't really drink. So, like, in this instance, I didn't. So, like, it wasn't a bender for me. But everyone else had a bender, and I had a fantastic time. Because that's something about me. I love being drunk around my friends because, A, I don't drink anyways. So, it's like, what am I going to stop your bag? Like, literally go get that drink. But B, it 100% secures me free food at the end of the night. Because, obviously, I'm driving everybody. I'm in a car full of drunk people. Of course, at minimum, at least one person in the car is going to be like, I want to get food. Now, me being me, even though I did it out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to be like, oh, you want to give me some? Like, I drove. Like, or they'll just offer, and I'll get free food at the end of the night. And it's awesome. And my energy is already, like, drunk energy anyways. Like, I'm a pretty loud, energetic, etc. person, so it just works. So basically, yeah, we went out all day in Venice. Chilled by the beach for a little bit, went out more in Venice, then came back to Hollywood, went to a bar where actually we saw a friend from back home, which is always like so crazy because we're from a small town in New York. And there's a couple people from home who live here. And seeing them is always like fun because I'm like, what? We're in the same place. This is crazy. Like, what's up? So got to see her. She's lit, had a good time. End of the night fantastically, but everyone else was so, because we had plans for the next day to chill, go to a brunch, etc. Everyone was so violently hungover that it was, funny enough, I wasn't even hungover, but literally all of my friends were. So it's not like I could make plans to go do anything anyways. It's not like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with these other people. It's like my entire friend group was hungover and like horizontally on the couch. So like, what am I supposed to do? So I quite literally also had a non-hungover horizontal couch day. I did nothing. So didn't do shit that day. Memorial Day on Monday, grilled out, hung by the pool with some friends, got ready for the week ahead, watched some NBA playoffs. Haven't gone grocery shopping in 10 days. I don't know if that's falling apart or if that's just dudes rock. One or the other. But that's where my life's at right now. We haven't had groceries in over a week. We've just been eating out, having a good time. We're not going to get groceries either because my parents are coming to visit in, what is today, Tuesday? Today Tuesday or Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. Wow. My parents are coming to visit in 2 days. So obviously when your parents visit, we're not cooking grocery. What? We're not cooking meals. We're going out for every meal. Every meal. And I'm obviously going to treat them because it was just my dad's birthday, so he's going to get treated. But so it's looking like we'll probably go just about 2 weeks without grocery shopping, which kind of based, if you ask me. Just a little bit based, if you ask me. So that's kind of been it, and really just grinding because my main boss has been in Europe for 2 weeks, which means I was basically handling everything, what isn't like a complaint. Like, it was just truthfully like he was out doing his thing, and it wasn't like anything I couldn't handle. So I was just like, I'll take care of everything while you're gone. But it was super fun. Got to go to this Armani event and got to see Benson Boone perform and do his flips. And let me tell you right now, I already told my entire group chat, hand up accountability guy, I was a hater. I was a hater of Benson Boone. I was the dude at the party being like, "Oh, you like him and his song? Huh? How's his song? You know, how's all that going?" And funny enough, we didn't even get to see him at Coachella because we got to Palm Springs late. So like we didn't get to Coachella until probably like an hour after his set. So I never got to see him perform, and I just knew his song. Little by little, that propaganda was creeping in. That Benson Boone propaganda was creeping in. I was hearing that Moonbeam ice cream all over TikTok. I was like, shit, I don't know what Moonbeam ice cream nonsense this is, but this kind of slaps. And continued to hear it. Got hooked. Fast forward, we're at the Armani event. Who's performing and flipping all over town? Benson Boone. And seeing him perform live, I went straight to the group chat after the event. I texted, I said, I'm a fan. I like this guy. He's got it. But I will say, jokes aside, that dude is a like the voice on him, crazy. Performer, stage presence, funny, like awesome. And the way the event was set up was awesome because it was half inside, half outside. The music was outside in this big ass courtyard. His stage was on this super lifted thing, so technically he was performing for two different crowds. Like if you were at the event, you got to see Benson perform in like a really nice intimate setting. And then his stage went up literally right near this balcony, and it was just the street with just random people walking around, which means if you were in that random part of Venice and you were just there, whether you were out to dinner, you were going on a walk, you were driving by, you live over there, whatever it may be, you also got a free Benson Boone concert, which I think is sick. Like, I thought that was so cool to, like, know. Because, again, I got to enjoy it, and then people just walking around got to enjoy it. Like, what's better than that? So, got to go to a cool Armani event. Shout out Armani. Cool-ass brand. Their event was awesome. And that was really that between Memorial Day, work, chilling, Rent's coming into town. Not Rent's due. Right? Rent's going to be doing a little bit, which sucks. Rent's so dumb, bro. But that's really kind of what we got going on at the moment is, you know, life, work, play. Emma and I go to Palm Springs next weekend for my birthday present. Little Palm Springs getaway, what you know about it. So I'm excited. So it's been fun. Work's been good and everything. What was I going to say? Oh, I learned too, while I was at this event and other things, that I learned recently that in photos, there's got to be a designated person doing one thing. You can either be the pockets guy or the pointing guy. Can't be both. You both cannot be a pockets guy. You both cannot be a pointer guy. And it's funny enough, I saw a 50-50. I forget who the second photo was with, but the first one was Glenn Powell and Tom Cruise. The second one was Tom Cruise and somebody else. I forget who he took the photo with, but oh my God. Oh. We interrupt this program for a yawn. But Glenn Powell understood the assignment. And when Tom Cruise was a pointer, Glenn Powell said, hold my beer, I'm going pockets. Straight pockets. And whoever else Tom Cruise was with, Tom Cruise did the point. This other guy did the point. Comments ripped him apart. Comments were like, oh, like you can't have two pointers. That's just not in the laws of photo physics. You're not allowed to do that. Why you would do that, I don't know. But they did. I don't know how I feel about it. But that was pretty funny to think of. And then next was we had a lot of great sports over the weekend. I was so excited. This last week was so good. First off, this has to be maybe not by like, you know, super megastar star power like we've seen in the past with Steph, KD, LeBron, you know, your Kawhis, your Jokic, your but this has been one of the best NBA playoffs I've watched probably since like 2018, if I'm being completely honest, because so many series are going to game 7, so many series are going to games are going to overtime or 20-point comeback wins, and just putting on such a good product. Like Right now, we're down to Indiana Pacers versus the Knicks, and we're down to OKC versus Minnesota Timberwolves. And first off, OKC and Nuggets went to 7 games. So did Knicks versus Cavs. Oh, no, sorry. So, no, Cavs didn't either. But regardless, we're getting some good games. Right now, both are down 3-1. OKC's up 3-1 to Minnesota. Pacers are up 3-1 to the Knicks. But based on how this playoffs are going, I don't think it's over. I don't think either team is advancing to the finals next game. We got OKC at Minnesota tonight, which actually probably starts here in a little bit, which I'm hyped for. And then Knicks and Pacers tomorrow. They're technically put away games, so if OKC wins and if the Pacers win, you got yourself a final contender, which, again, like, I'm sure we're going to see that typical, like, ratings have fallen, but, like, I almost don't, like, obviously the NBA cares for sure, obviously. I don't, though, because, like, again, do I absolutely want a Minnesota at New York Knicks finals? Absolutely. Do I want to see fucking Ant Edwards and Julius Randle with Julius going against his old team, with Jalen Brunson and Big Purr going against his team? Like, of course I want to see it. Like, that's the number one I want to see. But if I see New York versus OKC or OKC versus Indiana, I'm not going to be mad because, like, look at Tyrese Halliburton right now. Like, what the hell, Burton, like, is crazy what that dude is doing on the court. And if he gets himself a finals, he's putting himself in that category of, like, honing in on, like, superstar, because not only is he, like, such a good regular season player, he's putting up 30-point triple doubles, you know, overtime clinching shots, like, crazy, like, just insane stats. Like, I think his last game, it was something like he threw 44 passes without a turnover or something crazy like that. Like, he's just an insane player to watch play basketball. And the Pacers are just so good. So is OKC. Like, there's not a flaw in OKC's game, where with the last game of OKC versus Minnesota, and everyone wants to look at it like, oh, like, I don't think, if it makes sense, like, Minnesota didn't lose that game. OKC just won. Like, Minnesota scored 40 points in the fourth quarter. 40 points in the fourth quarter. So, like, there's literally only so much you can do. Like, obviously, maybe you could tie that into, like, oh, their defending isn't that great. But, you know, OKC's just stacked. You have Jalen Williams, SGA, Chet. I'm blanking on other people at the moment, but their team's just stacked. Oh, Lou Dort. And then, you know, Minnesota's, like, relatively stacked. Like, obviously you got Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Ant Edwards, who's Shai's cousin, Alexander something. But, like, both teams are stacked. But me personally, it's just been one of the better NBA finals I've watched in a long time, just from pure competitiveness to, like, how the games have gone. So I've been very, very happy about that. I am still a true believer that, like, again, no offense to the Pacers, but, like, who cares, that an NBA finals would be so much better if games were at the Garden. Like, if the Knicks can just, I mean, they have to win out at this point, which, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think they're going to. I know we've seen crazy things, and Mr. Braun and other teams have done it. Like, OKC did it once in the semifinals. Houston Rockets did it. Golden State Warriors did it. Only one person has ever done it in the finals, Mr. GOAT. But it has happened in semifinals and conference finals before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I just don't, like, the Knicks are going to have to, like, go fucking crazy for 3 games in a row, and so are the Timberwolves against 2 amazing teams, and I just don't see them doing it. So that'll be disappointing for sure. I just, like, the NBA is fun when the Knicks are good. I mean, just literally look at what's been going, like, you know, from every celebrity tuning in. We've had the Timothy like, I mean, at this point, what can this guy do to become cool? Like Timothy Chalamet. Like, obviously, amazing Timothy Chalamet, amazing movie star, right? What can't he do on a movie screen? Then you go into football season, he appears on College Game Day with Pat McAfee, only one to pick the correct game, throwing out ball knowledge. It's like, okay, dude, like, we get it. God damn it, we get it. Then pops out, oh, I'm Timothée Chalamet. I have amazing style. I'm in blockbuster movies and an Oscar nominee and Golden Globe winner. Oh, I'm just so happily dating Kylie Jenner. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, dude has everything. And then on top of that, he's the most, like, he's going to take the throne from Spike Lee. Like, as of now, Timothée Chalamet is the most beloved Knicks fan there possibly is. And it's one of those things that it's not a facade either. Like, not only does Timmy, but other people have receipts. Like, Timothée Chalamet at 10 years old was running to Penn Station or wherever to go win a meet and greet with fucking, I don't know, some random Knicks players. He was waiting, after a game for Amari Stoudemire when he was like 12. Like, he's a real deal Knicks fan. He's not some like bandwagoner, like, let me go put on a hat, let me go do this. Like, he's an actual fan. So, like, I think it was Jordan Farmar. But regardless, like, you got to show love to that. And, like, if I get more Timmy, if I get more fun Timmy, I'm here for it. And if they lose, we do not get to see fun Timmy. And you got to think about it, right? Timothée Chalamet, with who he is, like, I'd be shocked if he was not in the middle of shooting a movie right now. But easily probably the most booked and busy famous movie star on the planet, right now. Has to for sure tell his team, hey, until possibly June, whatever, you are going to have to keep these dates open, because if the Knicks keep winning, like, he has showed up to Indianapolis 2 games in a row, to the point where he got people like Ben Stiller and Spike Lee being like, shit, I probably got to go, because they didn't go to the first game. And it's insane that they're getting our king, Timothée Chalamet, is just the fucking man. Now, one thing I do think is funny about that is that after being in LA and working in this world for a little while, like, you kind of understand some things. When you get to that level of stardom, like a Timothée Chalamet, everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, Timothée Chalamet, he's our guy. Like, he spent Memorial Day weekend in Indianapolis. Who does that? It's he didn't. You think Timothée Chalamet spent the entire weekend in Indian? Like, no. He absolutely flew in for a private jet maybe an hour before the game, went to the game, flew directly back to New York on a private jet. That's how you're talking about, like, getting into the level of people who fly private for meetings. Like, they'll fly private somewhere that's far away to go get dinner. Like, it's not like he did not stay. He literally flew in for the games and directly left and came back. He had a day in between. Like, he didn't stay in Indianapolis for an entire 3-day span. That just didn't happen. And if I'm wrong, give me the receipts. But even that aside, like, again, that's some baller movie star shit. I would expect Timothée Chalamet to do exactly that. And he did. So this playoffs has just given us so much amazing content, fun star power, insane fun, like, just great games. You have, like, Tyrese Halliburton's dad being reinstated. Like, it's been great. So, like, the NBA, I'm here for it. I can't believe ratings are down, but that's just because I'm a ball fan, so whatever. But love that. And on a lighter, but I guess not lighter note, Centel found the WNBA. Centel finding the WNBA was like someone striking gold for the first time. So, for anyone who's not aware, there is probably the number one most goated misinformation page on NBA called NBA Centel. Sometimes they dive into other sports, but they're predominantly NBA. And it's a spoof page of NBA Central, which is a real, like, actually, like, reporting on things that are going on. And Centel was just like, let me just make things up. And he has gotten everyone from people like Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee to ESPN people to Barstool people to Bleacher Report people, and the list goes on. Like, the amount of people that have gotten quote-unquote Centelled off of disinformation or just blatantly wrong shit is so funny, to the point where it is an awesome inside joke if you get Centelled, because you believed it, because his lie was almost so true but so clearly a lie that he caught you, and that's on you. It's been a thing for years. Whoever is running that page is just an absolute G. If there was some sort of award for Twitter pages, they'd be in the running for, like, top 3. And they do an amazing job with it. They found the WNBA. And it is insane because the WNBA is not ready for that. The WNBA is barely ready for like hard fouls in terms of what happened with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in this. They are not ready for Centel because about a week ago, our beloved Caitlin Clark faced off against Angel Reese and committed a foul on Angel Reese. Now, for people to like strike it up like, oh, it was barely a foul, it was a foul. It was obviously a foul. Caitlin said it was a foul. Clear. It was a foul. If you watch the video back, like whoever, it's a foul. But this threw WNBA fans in all, like there was people wanting Caitlin jailed for this, like for hate crime. Like this sparked a week-long thing on racism, which is insane, to the point where RG3, Robert Griffin III, former football player, podcast, came out with a statement being like, no, Angel Reese actually hates Caitlin Clark. That was really what he was. That's really what he said. He was just like, this goes further than basketball. She hates Caitlin Clark, which I actually low-key believe to be true. Like if you hear her interviews and talking and all, like mentioning Caitlin Clark, liking posts, like she hates Caitlin Clark. I fully believe that, and that's fine. Like we are talking about sports. I do not want people who are being competitive with each other to be loving with, like that is not what sports is about. Anywho, he made this comment. Ryan Clark, another dude, another former NFL player with his own podcast, truthfully just comes back and is like, yo, Robert Griffin, you're white. Your wife is white. Chill. Like that was legitimately his comeback. Like you cannot speak on this. You have a white wife. All of this over a foul. A foul. It wasn't a fight. It wasn't a foul. That's all it was. Angel went to the line, shot 3, made 1. A foul. And this just struck up almost race war style shit on WNBA social medias. Not their page, but like the world revolving around it. And then, on top of that, again, the WNBA just can't handle this at the moment, where people were making up, of course, like fake reports online of like, oh, people were making racist remarks and monkey noises and this and that at Angel Reese, yada, yada, yada. This whole thing. That launched a probe into that game. Almost to the point where they almost were thinking about fucking, interviewing shit in Dave Portnoy. And then somebody interviewed the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's head coach, and said, did you hear, like, what about these comments and these racial remarks, yada, yada? He goes, I just heard about them on social media. Like, what are we actually doing here? What are we doing here? Because like WNBA socials and the WNBA fandom, I don't think is ready for what sports social media is about, because sports social media is to troll, to hate, to make fun of, to all this. Don't get me wrong, there is so many beautiful moments in sports media, like sports social media, when something bad happens to a player or like whatever it may be, and everyone comes together like, damn, like that wasn't cool, like, shit, that sucks. Almost like like, don't get me wrong, you have your pieces of shit, but almost like when Jason Tatum tore his ACL. Like, 90% of like actual fans who a day before were probably like, fuck Jason Tatum, I want him dead. When Jason Tatum tore his ACL, people were like, damn, like we don't root for injuries. Like we're going to root for you to do really bad, and like we hate you on the court, but like as a person we don't. Like we don't want you tearing your ACL. Like that type of thing. Like it's a beautiful place. But out of a comedic sense, it's bred from hate, competitiveness, pettiness, list goes on. And I just don't think the WNBA is ready for that. And it also sucks because when people pit Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese as rivals, I just don't think it's fair, because Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese. I get it. It stemmed from everything that happened at LSU and Iowa. I get that. And it was different then because it's college. Caitlin Clark is so superior to Angel Reese at the game of basketball. It's absurd to like be able to do this rival thing. Like, it's just, we're talking about like Angel, who might get like 6 points a game and 20 rebounds, to like Caitlin's 20-point triple-double. Like, it doesn't, like, Caitlin's rivals are more Sabrina Ionescu, or obviously it can't be Aaliyah Boston because he's on her team, but, you know, maybe a Paige Beckers, or like so on and so forth, because like Angel is not in that like tier of basketball. It's just not a fair rival. It's just basically, I'm going to beat you up every time. Like, it's just not. So the WNBA is just not ready for that at all. They need an escape from that. So that's been it for sports at the moment. But it's funny, speaking of escape, where another thing that is technically still ongoing that had the internet up in storm and people making bets and like who would go, where it was about a week ago now, maybe a little longer, that 10 inmates escaped from a Louisiana jail. Like, somehow like taking apart their toilet in the room and then sawing off something. Supposedly they had help. I would assume they weren't doing all that by themselves. But 10 inmates escaped a Louisiana jail. And I think as of now, 8 of them have been caught. I guess one of them got caught sleeping on a bench. The rest of them got caught in New Orleans, which like where the jail was. So I'm like, why? One of them got caught in Texas. But there's still 2 on the loose. And there was people, because they obviously posted the mugshots of all 10, and everybody was making bets on who was going to stay out the longest or just like never get caught. And it was just funny to see people basically placing like parlays on escaped inmates on who is going to last the longest. And I didn't like verbalize or anything, but in my mind, there was always one who I was like, he's going to be the guy that I think is going to get away the longest, possibly forever. I don't know. And then I find out that his dad is like best friends with Lil Wayne's dad. So I'm like, all right, that's also cool. So like another point to him. Cool. But also it's pretty tough because he has like a shit ton of face tats. So like that's kind of hard to blend in. If you like, you know, you can change your hair, you can shave your facial hair, you can do this, you can do that. But like if you got, he's got one big one, like 3 big ones, like all right here. So like, I don't know how much hiding you can do with that. My guess is not many, but there's just not much I think you can do on the face tats unless like, you know, you go to a makeup artist, but then again, you got to go get them shits removed. So there's 2 left right now. I would hope they're not in this, like, I won't say hope, but just like, you know, if you're escaping jail, like, you know, you probably don't want to stay in the same city, let alone the same state. You should probably make your way to like fucking Alaska or Canada or something like that. Don't know where they are. I have a feeling they are probably pretty local still, if I would assume, because there's always people like, yeah, I could outsmart this. I'm going to stay local. Like, dude, no. Like, that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So we don't know where they were, just like, I'm outie. And the video of them just running from jail was so funny. One of the dudes who split the pole, don't split the pole, but the dude who split the pole ended up falling down. And I kind of thought that was hilarious because he split the pole. And it showed them like crossing a freeway and then into the night. So we'll keep an update on that, but I don't know where they're at right now. But they were like, I'm outie. I'm fucking gone. I'm not doing this anymore. So I thought that was funny. And I want to go back to NBA playoffs really quick, that because it was on my notes, that Jerry O'Connell rocks. Jerry O'Connell is so awesome because if we're being completely honest, I think I probably saw Kangaroo Jack maybe once when I was really young. Didn't really remember the movie. I obviously saw Scream 2, but didn't really put the pieces together. And then Mr. JOC continuously being a recurring guest on Part of My Take, I'm like, this dude rocks. He is a actor who's been on the show many times, and he rocks. He's got the best relationship with Big Cat, PFT, Hank, Max, Memes, etc., Pug. But he is the best guest. He's one of the funniest people. His wife, Rebecca Roman, who is about to be in a Marvel movie, like just have such a funny back and forth with Big Cat and PFT. And when Knicks were playing the Celtics, he came alive. And it was so funny. Hank hated him. Knicks ended up winning. It was beautiful. And his wife's a supermodel. I don't know if I mentioned that his wife was a supermodel, and an actress, and was an X-Men. Anywho, he's just such a good guest for them to have because he's so fucking, like, not actually, but he's just so dumb. Like, the perfect dumb guest for Part of My Take. Like, he comes up with these funny riddle rhymes for whoever when he ends up coming on. He has his hanky, Bing Bong Hanky, Bing Bong Hanky, and like annoying the shit out of Hank. PFT and Big Cat are always talking about his wife. They always have a funny back. Like, it's Mr. JOC rocks. He's awesome. His outfits always suck. He's awesome. Honestly, he lives in California, and I want to. I probably don't have too many more chances until next year, but I want to infiltrate the bar that he always goes to watch the Knicks because it's Mr. JOC, and if he's there, I would love to meet him and just give him a bing bong and just give him a part of my take. Like, what's up, dude? Like, your wife's awesome. But I just had to note that because JOC fucking rocks. But next is people who continue to kill it and just continue making smart decisions. And this one starts with Dancing with the Stars. So Dancing with the Stars made a beautiful decision 2 years ago to cast Charlie and Heidi D'Amelio in Dancing with the Stars. More Charlie than anything. Because obviously Charlie's the biggest on TikTok. She's huge. She's a dancer, etc. The ratings killed it. Charlie ended up going on to win it. And it was just like amazing content. And just like amazing all around. Because Charlie's an amazing dancer. The show, like the cast that year was great, etc. And then they really started diving more into the creator world. But that's where it really started. Fast forward to now. Dancing with the Stars got Alix Earle. Dancing with the Stars. And like, it's cool because it's almost like, not in like a bad way, but it's almost mattering again. Where for a while, like I remember early on, I was never a watcher of it, but I would always hear about it where like Dancing with the Stars was the shit. Like it was really cool when someone did Dancing with the Stars. Like I remember when like Rob Kardashian did Dancing with the Stars. Like that was the type of cool shit. And they've obviously had more traditional movie and TV actors and actresses before, but I always thought that was so cool. And this year, Dancing with the Stars figured, okay, how can we make this shit so fucking cool? Boom. Input Alix Earle. Alix Earle is going to be on this year's Dancing with the Stars, and they haven't announced the full like cast of who's going to be on it yet, but Alix Earle is one, and then Robert Irwin is two. Robert Irwin is son of one of the most goated white dudes of all time, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. Rest in peace. We hate stingrays. We really do. That's fucked up. We were watching compilations of Steve Irwin over the weekend too. But anywho, Dancing with the Stars just made such a great decision. Their ratings are going to go even because again, the reach she brings and the engagement that she brings is like that of no other. And like me, who works with talent and who used to be more on the social media side of things, she's one of the people that we always look at of like, okay, like this is a very good blueprint on how to go about just absolutely fucking killing it. And she's been doing it for 2-3 years now. And it seems like there is not anything that she's not going to kill, from hosting award shows, you know, brand trips here, brand partnerships like Carl's Jr. Now, like the podcast she was killing it with, and now Dancing with the Stars. And they couldn't have made... It's going to kill. And I actually low-key think she's going to do pretty good. Do I think she... Like, again, Charlie won because Charlie is a very, very good dancer, had dance background. Like, it wasn't unfair, but again, Charlie was more inclined to dance. Like, it was easier for her to pick up on, and she was talented in that area. Alix, I believe, because like I've watched her do it before, whether it was like with cheer or she did something like that, but she has a background somewhat in some aspect of that. So I do think she's going to do really well. And like, you know, with the type of friends she has that are going to pull up and watch her film Dancing with the Stars, it's going to be insane. So I might actually watch this year because I actually think that'll be pretty sick. Like last year didn't fall off. Like they had Harry Jowsey, which was cool. The whole Gleb and Brooks Nader thing was also like at least a talked about thing. But regardless, them securing Alix Earle was one of the best. I actually can't believe they did. But it probably was like, you know, Dancing with the Stars pitched it to her. Alix was like, hell yeah, this is something I wanted to do for a while. So I think it's pretty cool. And they're going to kill it on that aspect. Next, who really just is like the man, Tom Cruise, man. Tom Cruise Tom Cruise is someone where whenever something gets brought up about him, or there's like issues obviously in his personal life, mostly tied to everything we all know from his Scientology stuff, he's like, let me just put out a movie. like, oh, okay, people are like still talking about my personal life. Like, let me come out with another Mission Impossible. It's like, damn, Scientology's getting a bad rap. Boom, Top Gun 3. Like, oh, I know where Michelle Branch's body's buried at. Boom, Mission Impossible 5. Like, it's just, he's the embodiment of a movie star. And seeing the promo and like, and I like how he doesn't have to do a lot of promo other than like, yo, dude, like literally look at the stunts I did for this movie. Because he does his own stunts. And like, that's enough. Like, there's a lot of movies that have to have like very like genius marketing and hugely spend and all this type of shit. Tom Cruise literally just has to be like, yo, here's some behind the scenes of me filming this shit. Like, go watch my movie. And everyone collectively, like myself, is going to be like, damn, like, you're so right. Like, you literally hung off of a plane in midair or jumped out of a helicopter to shoot. Like, you didn't use CGI or a body double or any, you did this shit. So like, the least I can do is go watch a movie. And he just loves the movie aspect. He loves the theater. Dude be eating that. The way he eats popcorn is literally like a Martian. Like, so there's a chance he might not be real. I don't know. But it's just, he's the true embodiment of a movie star. Makes people love movies. Which I found out when he was on Pat McAfee, like he actually dove into it. He did actually save the movie industry. Like actually, when he was filming Top Gun, because he said, I don't know which studio was which, but he was filming Top Gun with whatever studio, and he called up a rival studio and was just like, hey, are you guys shooting your movies? They're like, no. He's like, oh, because we're shooting our movies. And then he called them back again, and they're like, yeah, we're starting to shoot now. And then Tom went back to his studio and said, see, these people are shooting. So his studio was like, oh, shit, well, we have to shoot, and racing for like a release date. So Tom Cruise, like, not even exaggerating, like did save the movie industry. Like, that wasn't an exaggeration. Like, that actually happened. Like, that's pretty fucking cool to be movie star numero uno and also save the movie industry. Now, I'm not saying he's the best actor, but I'm saying he's the best movie star. He's the true embodiment of what a movie star is. And he rocks. Tom Cruise is just truthfully the man, if I'm being completely honest. So, shout out Tom Cruise. I also need to watch The Studio with Seth Rogen, because Seth Rogen rocks. The show seems almost like a really fun Entourage style, but from like the studio's point of view, because like Seth Rogen and all the main characters are playing people who work at a studio, either trying to get things made or just showing like the behind the scenes. And they've had everyone from like actual like Ted Sarandos, who's the CEO of Netflix, David Zaslav, who's the CEO of Paramount, and just like these actual executives playing themselves, just down to like straight movie and TV stars playing themselves, which I think is so cool because, again, that's what Entourage did, aside from, I don't think they ever got executives who played themselves. Like, they had like Mark Cuban, like CEOs of stuff playing themselves, but I don't think they ever got movie and TV executives to do it because they'd probably shit all over them. And that's what made Entourage goated. But no, The Studio seems awesome. And obviously it's Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, who, you know, amazing writing duo. Like, and I would love a documentary on them. I really would, because they have clearly been writing movies together since Superbad. And they've done, like, obviously, like Superbad, Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express. Like, they're a writing duo, and, like, they make fucking bangers. And now they just decided, like, oh, we're going to make a banger TV show, which is so cool. So I really want to see that, but it's on fucking Apple TV, and I got to download Apple TV. But I know I'm going to do it because I really want to watch the show. So that's where we're at right now. But The Studio seems sick. I want to watch it. I want to be in it one day. If they ever do another season, I want to, you know, audition for that. I'd be good for The Studio. I don't know what I would be, but I'd love to be in The Studio. Just throw. I'm gonna manifest that now. But that'd be pretty cool. Oh my God, I came to the conclusion that I know I talked about this in the post Coachella episode, but I officially like pickles. So, because when we were at Coachella, they had a pickle stand that what was I going to say? I always hate how these lie. They had a pickle stand which had like all different types of flavors of pickle. Not one of them was like spicy honey mustard. I was like, I'll try that. It slapped. It was so good. And then as time went on, I was like, you know what? Let me just try to enjoy pickles a little bit more. And not even 3-4 days ago, Emma really wanted pickles. So I was like, let's go walk to Target really quick. Walked to Target, got pickles. I was like, let me just munch on a few of these. They rocked. Pickles rock. I can't believe. So again, I grew up a fat kid. I grew up a fat kid who was basically borderline almost allergic to vegetables, aside from maybe like lettuce, because you could put lettuce in like a burrito or like on a burger or something like that. But everything else, I was like, no, I'm not eating this. This sucks. This is stupid. But I've came around to a lot of different type of vegetables, and the most recent is pickles. And pickles fucking rock. And now I'm understanding the pickle. I used to actually get annoyed because there used to be all these trends of people ordering extra pickles, trying pickles, the pickle flights, all this type of stuff. And I'd be like, you guys really, really need to chill. Like, you're pissing me the fuck off. Like, nobody likes pickles enough for you to be acting like this with pickles. I was wrong, because pickles do rock. And hand up, I was wrong. Pickles are awesome. So that was my newest little pickle rant. Oh my God. Also in recent news, Sailing with Phoenix officially touched down. Sailing with Phoenix is now enjoying his time on the island of Hawaii. I think he's on Oahu right now. He's on Oahu because he's in Honolulu. But it was awesome. I was tuned in literally every day, because sometimes I'd be sitting there, I'd be like, damn, like, what's Phoenix doing right now? Or Oliver, sorry. I'd be like, what's Oliver doing right now? Phoenix is his cat. And he made it. And he struck, like, ever since Sailing with Phoenix took off, I've seen at least 4 to 5 different accounts of people being like, I'm sailing from here to here. I'm sailing. And, like, it's awesome. It's, like, really cool. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm escaping my life and I'm going sailing. I'm like, right on. Like, actually right on. Like, do it. I couldn't, but do it. Mine would be more like I'm going to fly somewhere and just, like, buy an RV and, like, you know, tour and drive all around the world. Like, mine would be like driving around the US, or like flying to Europe and driving around Europe for life. Like, I couldn't do the open ocean, because that would be fucking terrifying. But shout out to those people for doing open ocean. I could not be that one. So Sailing with Phoenix officially landed. I'm hoping he's knee deep in, you know, beautiful hula girls, just because that's literally what he wanted. He wanted a beautiful hula girl when he gets there, and just to vibe out with his cat, and to eat a nice steak, which I know he already did because I watched. So shout out Oliver, shout out Phoenix. They made it to fucking Hawaii safe and sound. He needs to fix that fucking boat. And, like, also, where do you go from there? Like, is he going to sail even further across the ocean to, like, Japan? Like, what's it going to, because it's not like he can go to Europe yet. And if he does, that's going to be like a 18th month trip. And, like, how are you going to get food? Like, that would be crazy. Like, maybe he'll go to Fiji next. Something like that. But Oliver and Phoenix made it safe and sound. We love to see it. We love, we love a man and his pet. And, like, I don't know if anyone else has seen this, and this will just be a quick recap of it. There is a video that was just going crazy viral on Twitter of the Aura dog. And it's of, like, a dog kennel where clearly these pretty aggressive dogs are all in a kennel together. They're all fighting. And this raggedy ass dog, literally like a king who had his peasants and kind of like foot soldiers. Like, this dog was not a big dog, and it was raggedy. And he had, like, king corsos, like, literally bowing to it as it was walking. And then, like, simply he'd put his paw on another dog and it would fall, and he would just, like, stabilize. It was actually one of the craziest things, to the point where I thought it was AI for a little bit, where I'm like, what is going on? And then there'd be other clips that resurface of him just dominating the entire kennel. But, like, by a long shot, this dog was not the biggest or baddest dog. Like, it was crazy to me, because I just don't understand how a dog has so much aura, if I'm being honest. So I thought that was really fucking cool. Hailey Bieber got the cover of Vogue. Yeah, so we'll go into another part of that. But Hailey Bieber got the cover of Vogue. It was pretty cool. Seeing her just literally fucking kill in every aspect is pretty sick. Because, again, I used to be on a different side of Hailey Bieber. And then a couple years ago, I was like, wait, no, she fucking rocks. And she's literally killing it. Girl boss shit. So I'm a huge fan of Hailey Bieber. She's killing it. Love to see it. And she made a lot of fun in her Vogue interview and like video series, where, like, she did like a what's in my bag, and she pulled out like a shit ton of cell phones, being like, well, these are all the phones I use to, like, stalk and comment and harass other people on, and here's these really big books that I read. here's this serum that I got from a witch that said I would make a Canadian pop star fall in love with me. And just like, she was trolling the trolls. And that is how you stay successful. You don't let that shit affect you like that. Now, I'm sure, does it affect? I'm sure. Of course it does. But she was basically like, she literally basically in that sentence said like, I'm literally Hailey fucking Bieber. Like, what? Like, I even think that sometimes where I'm like, how do you not sit back and you're just like, I'm literally Hailey Bieber. Why the fuck do I care about any single comment? I'm literally Hailey Bieber. What does it matter? So the Vogue cover was sick. All the shots were dope. Like, and I love, because Hailey started out, and not in a bad way, but like, she started out as just a model, and like, you know, she was friends with Kylie and Kendall, who are fucking Kardashians, and one became basically a billionaire young, and the other's Kendall Jenner. The Hadid sisters, who like, their parents are fucking insane. Like, they're Hadid, like, she was in this group of like people who were like becoming very solidified in their own thing, and not that she wasn't, but like, now she's Hailey fucking Bieber. Like, what can, like, I would probably almost success-wise, she's getting up there. And there's another thing that I'm going to tie into a little bit later, but I think that's fucking sick. And then another thing that I think is fucking sick that, you know what, this will be another manifestation of, obviously, if you see the setup right now, it ain't going to happen like this. But next year in 2020, or I guess this year, 2025, you can officially win a Golden Globe for podcast now, which I think is so awesome. I think it's really cool that there's awards to, you know, show the success of a podcast now, because I do think podcasts are like the new age talk shows, with everyone from your obviously big dogs of Joe Rogan's, Theo Vaughn's, Alex Cooper's, to your storytellers like a Crime Junkie, to more informational podcasts like a Mel Robbins. But then you have your funny ones like your Jake Shane's, and off the top of my, what the fuck, part of my take. And there's like so many other podcasts that obviously like deserve credit for cool shit, but it's going to be really cool to see, you know, who gets to be top dog, or like, you know, who gets to win awards for best this podcast, best that, or just like best podcast in general. Cause I do believe, you know, they're the new form of talk show. Like, and I love that. Don't get me wrong. I still love a talk show, but there's a lot of times where I'm like, I don't care about this. I can't wait until this person has this person on their podcast. Cause I just think it's more of an open forum. It's more fun. Any fun conversations. It can go as long as you want it to go. And yeah, so I think podcasts getting recognized by Golden Globes would be cool. And I'm putting in my bid now that one day this podcast will get recognized. A podcast I'm on will get Golden Globe nominated. Bookmark it. May 28th, 2025. I said that. So I think that's really, really cool. I'm trying to think what else we have before getting into, you know what? No, we're getting into some of our segments. So we're getting into our segments. We're getting into our check-in, check-out segment. One of my favorites. Who's checking in? Who's checking out? AKA who's doing great? Who's not? Who's got it together? Who doesn't? Who's chilling? Who's killing? Whatever. Our check-in. Back to Hailey Bieber. Back to Rhode. As of today, Rhode just got acquired for $1 billion by Elf Cosmetics. It was coming. Rhode has been out for 2 years. They've had like $200 million in sales. It was bound to happen. There was no way Rhode either wasn't going to make $1 billion itself or get acquired by an even bigger brand, because the success that company has done is insane. Their marketing is insane. And in this acquisition, Hailey becomes chief creative officer of Rhode while being an advisor to Elf Cosmetics, Laura Ratner, who's her business partner and chief brand officer. Like, it's just what they've done with Rhode is insane, from how they use social media, what their marketing is, people they've used for their campaign, the aesthetic they put out, like, you know, just how they want their page to look, their brand messaging. They just have a cult-like following at this point. Their product is actually good. Hailey actually uses their product. Like, it was just a recipe for success from the start. And like, again, I've worked on creator brands before, and like I'll talk to people who like want to start creator brands. They're like, again, not that I'm some like know-it-all of it, but just for like firsthand experience. Like if you're coming out with a brand, people can tell if you use your own brand or not. Like they can tell. Like I know that Kim Kardashian wears Skims. I know that Hailey Bieber uses Rhode. I know that Logan Paul drinks Prime. Like, to the point where you almost don't need evidence. You just know they do. Or B, they're posting about it so fucking much that you're almost like, we get it. But, like, not a bad we get it. It's just like, okay, like, you're clearly posting about this a lot. Where, hello, if you own your own brand, like, wouldn't you want to do that? Like, there's so many people that start their own brands that barely want to post about it, don't care about it. You can tell they don't use it. It's like a chore. It's like it's like a deliverable for them that they have to do, opposed to just posting about it all the time. And with Hailey, you can just tell, man, like it was in her, like her own physical aesthetic mixed in with the brand just fit perfectly. Every creative is better than the last. Like every partnership they've done, every marketing campaign, like their product placement, their road events, like it's just they kill it. Like it's so deserved. I was talking about it with some friends today. I need to care about something ASAP because and I know that doesn't happen frequently where like, you know, someone just ends up, a creator, celebrity just ends up making $1 billion with their product. I get that. But my God, it was, all I got to say is well deserved. All I got, like it's amazing. That's another person I'd love to hop on a podcast with one day is Hailey, but she's just absolutely killing it. Like just insane. But it was written in it was there. My checkout is the AMAs, man, and award shows. Like, but the AMAs specifically, where 2 days ago, I think it was the AMAs, and bro, they were just so trash. Like no one who won the award showed up other than like SZA. No A-list celebrities were there. Some of the performances weren't even live. No one cared about it. Like it was just bad all around. And I guess I was talking to Emma about it, that I guess they didn't even do the AMAs over the last couple of years, and this was supposed to be their like coming back party, and it just flopped so much. Like, don't get me wrong, it was cool. They had Janet Jackson performing. Like, you had like social people like Kai Cenat, Alix Earle presenting, but like, it was just so bad. Like, it just wasn't an award show that like you wanted to watch or had fun watching. And I was just like, what the fuck? This sucks. This sucks. Like watching the Golden Globe rocks, Oscars rocks, Grammys rocks, depending on like who, Billboard Music Award rocks. Like depending on what scenario it is, like obviously you have your big dogs, Grammys, Oscars, but other award shows can be cool too. But this one just fell flat on its face. Like terrible promotion around it. And again, like not to be that guy, but at certain events can go off without like the biggest of the big being there. I get it. This is an award show. An award show for an industry of super famous people. Yes, I would expect the biggest of the big to be there, especially if they're winning awards. Like, bro, Taylor Swift, Gracie, like, I think everybody who was nominated for the best hip-hop star wasn't there. I think it was Drake, Kendrick, Future, Tyler, the Creator, and Eminem. Somehow Eminem won. None of them even showed up. Like, not a single person that was nominated showed up, which is so crazy to me. But they fell flat on their face. So that's my checkout is the AMAs. And to top it all off, yeah, that's just that. And that's my segment. That's my check-in, check-out segment. We're checking in Hailey Bieber and Rhode, and the AMAs are checking the fuck out. And then on to our no wake-up call segment, a.k.a. you need to wake the fuck up. And you need to get it together. We need to figure out what's going on. And not to go on the negative side, but it's Mr. Bieber. And truthfully, I said on my last podcast, I fucking love Justin Bieber. No problem with him. I think he's one of the coolest dudes. And he's doing a lot of what pop stars should be doing, and one of the most famous people of all time at this point should be doing. But one thing I do think he needs to stop is I truthfully, I can't tell if it's intentional or not. Not my place to know. But you got to stop making your wife look like shit online. You have to. Because the Vogue thing. So Hailey comes out with her Vogue cover. And mind you, there's already so much hate surrounding their relationship. Anywho, Justin posts a picture of the Vogue cover. And he's like, yo, this reminds me of like some really big fight I had with Hailey way back when, where I told her she'd never be on the cover of Vogue. Damn, I can't believe I said that though. And like that was his shout out to her Vogue cover. Now, do I think that was Justin Bieber's weird roundabout way of trying to be honest with his fans while shouting out his wife? Yes. Yes, I actually do. Was it arguably one of the most poorly worded things I've possibly seen? Absolutely. Like, I was joking about it with friends where she had to have either sent it to him or like went up to him personally like, what the fuck is this? Like, literally, what the fuck is this? And I guarantee his response was like, what? Like, I'm telling the world that I fucked up and that I was stupid and this and that. And like, I genuinely think it was weirdly coming from a good place. But some of the shit he does, like, he's just got to think a little, bro, if you close the door and your wife's still coming out, don't close the door. You know, if you're like, people are going to analyze the living shit out of that and they're going to shit all over her and you. And I do actually think they're happy together. I do. And I know that's crazy. I know I'm on the 1% there. Cause like at this point, Hailey is the breadwinner. Like, she wouldn't need to stay. Like, I get it, they have a kid, but like, she wouldn't need to. So like, I don't think, of course, every relationship in the world has issues. I'm sure they have issues. They've clearly even talked about them. They went through them. But I don't think they're so bad where people are like, I cannot believe they're still, oh my fucking God. Like, but dude, you just got to stop making it so that your wife is looking bad online. You have to, because that's just going to continue this like nonstop. Like, and I know you post lovey-dovey shit. So just like continue that. Like, leave the honesty at the door, sadly, and just continue that. Because like, it's not fending anybody well. But that was just an insane post. So he just posted recently about the Forbes thing with a love heart happy eye emoji. So we can start on a new slate. Power couple. That's our new Brangelina is Jaylee, Huston, whatever you want. Like, doesn't matter. That's who we got it. But no, that's my wake up call segment. You need to wake up. But no, I thought that was a fun podcast. Fun podcast. We got some good segments in. Got some good convos in. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. Got parents coming at the end of the week. I'm very excited about that. And I'm just excited. It's about to be summer. It's not summer just yet. It's not June yet, but it's about to be summer. Got a lot of fun things coming. I'm excited to continue this podcast. Trust me, I'm working on getting guests. I'm trying to at least like, get in a good rhythm of, frequently coming out with podcasts. So yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at the moment. I want to continue that. And, as always, I appreciate whether 1, 10, 20, in the future, 100, 1,000, 10, however many people want to tune in. I always appreciate it. We're going to keep coming with fun conversations and it's going to get better. I have a lot of faith in it. So always appreciate who watches. And until next time, peace.